Howdy! Welcome to Trailer Class. I'm your host, Gandalf James, and today being our pilot episode, we're going to start it off really simple. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. Alright, what we have here is brand condensed tomato soup. And right over here we have milk, because you can either use milk or water in your tomato soup. I prefer milk because it's about to expire. So what you do is you have your little pot right over here, and this is a Teflon pan right here. So we're going to make sure that we only use plastic utensils with Teflon. You do not want to use metal, as it will scratch the surface and ruin your pan. So first things first, we take our soup right over here and you crank it open. Of course, dump it all in here, like so. We got a little spatula right over here. Alright, we got a spatula over here to grab any excess that's inside this can here. We're just going to scoop all that excess stuff out of there. Boom, boom, boom. And there we are. Then next we take our milk and put about they recommend a full can. I usually go about 3/4 of a can, just about that much milk and or water. This will make your soup a little bit thicker. And you dump it right on here. And we turn on our burner to a low heat. We have nice little spider burners, lighting right up. And we take it to a nice low heat right there. You do not want to get a Teflon pan over medium heat, as it will warp said pan. Go. I forget where I'm at. And then we take our whip and just stir it all up, mix it all together, like so, very gently. You don't want to get don't want to be a fool about this, getting it all over your nice cream counter. And voila! Now that we got it on a warmer, always remember when you're dealing with pans, keep your pan handle facing away. You do not want it to be out here, because if you're moving around or if you have children about, they will surely knock over the pan, scald themselves, and create a mess. So you have not only an injury, but also a mess. Then we take our little lid, cover it up, and wait for it to get to a slow simmer. Next up, we have starting on our main course. We have the butter. First thing we're going to do is microwave our butter so it becomes a liquid form. With butter, be very careful. You only need to microwave butter for about 10, maybe 15 seconds, checking up on it. Because as it goes, it melts, but it can also explode, creating a mess out of your microwave. Something we do not want. So, keep it going for a second. And once it's ready, I'll come back out and we'll take our whisk and whip it up. So, waiting for the Hollywood magic as the microwave does its job. Right here we have perfectly melted butter, or margarine if you will, because we're on a budget here. And with your butter, you can just serve it off plain, or if you want to add a little bit of extra seasoning to your sandwich, you can always add maybe an Italian seasoning, or a barbecue seasoning, or any other type of seasoning that you find in the spice cabinet. There's basils, there's rosemaries, peppers, garlics, whatever your personal palate is. But today we're just going to go simply and generically. Get this out of the way. start buttering and cheesing. Alright. So what we do, we have nice cheap bread right over here. I always recommend buying the cheapest bread that you can, as we're on a budget, but I did go overboard and got us some nice brand cheddar, mild cheddar cheese slices. We take our butter and we lube up our bread here. Make sure we get a good amount of butter on each slice, getting it from one end to the other, and basically kind of soaking it. And you want to do 2 slices, only buttering on one side. So we have one, and we grab the other. And we're working on 2 right here. Doesn't that look nice? We're using a nice wheat sandwich bread right here, courtesy of our local box store. All of my products come from box stores or dollar stores. You always go on the cheap around here, as we're in a trailer court. And if you're here, you're probably living on a budget. But if you don't live in a trailer court, like an apartment or a house, it's always good to still be on a budget. So I have a cast iron pan right here. Unlike the Teflon, cast iron, we can use middle. I like cast iron because it has a nice even heat to it. It doesn't take a lot of cleaning or maintenance. Hell, you don't even have to wash these guys. As the more you use it, the more flavor gets trapped into it. We take our first slice of bread, and when you lay it, you're going to want to hear that sizzle. Sizzle. Then we take our little other piece of cheese, put it right in the middle, and then we take our bread and put it right on top. As this cooks, you'll hear the sizzle go down, but also you'll see like a divot going on in the middle as the cheese is going to be melting inside there. The water, or the moisture inside our butter, is actually going from the bottom of the pan through the bread and to the cheese, thus steaming it. Science. And in the midterm, we check up on our soup.
Go.
Alright. We've kept the soup on a back burner on a mild heat using a lid. As you can see, it's kind of getting close to boiling. We don't ever want it to get a boil, maybe a light simmer, but every now and then just come up and check up on it to make sure that it's alright and it's doing well, and it just needs a little mixing right there. But basically, our soup is just about done. But also at the same time, for our quick and easy meal right here, take our spat, and this is one thing you know when your sandwich is done on one side, is it's not stuck to the pan. It's actually freely able to move. Flip. Look at that. That is gorgeous. As we simply just wait for another minute, and in that time, you may want to get your plate out, maybe a ladle for your soup, and a tiny bowl. I mean, what I'm using for a bowl right now is just this little guy right here. And it's made for salsa and dipping. It looks a little dirty, so we'll rinse it out really quick. Sometimes when you have things open and up like this, dust falls into it. But here we are. As you can if you were in this room right now, you can actually smell the grilled cheese being done. The tomato soup, we're just turning off as it's ready to go. Take our grilled cheese, flip it over. Perfect on the other side, because that's exactly what we want. Serve it on the plate. Grab a little soup. Dish that in there. And as that drops, that's just fine. We have grilled cheese and tomato soup, in which you can take your spatula and just cut it in half, like so. Oops. Just cut it in back, like so. And here we are. Look at that. Nice and cheesy in the middle. Great for a friend, family member, or yourself. And you serve it to someone you like and go, here's your grilled cheese and tomato soup. And voila, you're probably going to want to find a spoon or drink it right out of the bowl. I'm Gandalf James, and this was Trailer Class. Folks, well, that concludes our show for today. And with the conclusion of every show, especially our pilot here, we have the grand garage door reveal. What happens behind this is anybody's guess. I hope you enjoy.
Howdy friends, it's Cousin Dave. Today for Trailer Class, we're going to do some cleaning tips. Now, as you know, a lot of people think that trailers are just dirty and filthy, dusty. You got to make sure you keep it clean. Now, you know, most people use vacuum, but I have found that a leaf blower will do a fair amount of damage to any dirt and grime that's anywhere hiding out. Now, you know, next up you also got this here shop vac. Now this, you can blow as well as suck. That's pretty useful when you get right down to it. You can blow everywhere, suck things up. If you can find something that can blow and suck, you're going to be a winner. And finally, to get in them little tiny corners, I use one of these. I call it a little blower. There's your cleaning tips for Trailer Class.